afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. How are you, Susan?
I'm hanging in there. How about you? It's a good day to be hunkered down in a bunker.
Yes, it was. Not a good day to have the dogs in the backyard then come in afterwards. Yeah, mud everywhere.
That's true.
It's the muddy season, but we'll get to the weather in just a minute. Here's what's making news on this Wednesday. New information on what happened during an officer-involved shooting at a Madison homeless shelter.
A major casino and resort coming to Beloit could be a safe bet. We'll tell you what Governor Evers did to take the project to the next level.
And in Washington, the Biden administration works on ways to support teachers as students head back to the classrooms all across the country. But first, we're learning more about what happened during a shooting at a Madison homeless shelter.
We start with team coverage today at 4. Our Jamie Perez has an update on how the shelter plans to boost security protocols.
But first, Eric Franke is in the news center with new details from a criminal complaint News 3 has now obtained this morning. Eric.
Mark and Susan, even though police have not found 23-year-old Ronald Stevens, he has now been charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide after allegedly shooting a man multiple times inside the men's shelter on North 1st Street. Court documents say the call came in just before 8 Monday night. The complaint reveals shelter security video shows Stevens was seen holding a gun while coming down some stairs near the shelter bathrooms. He then fires at close range into another man's chest and then shot him twice more before Stevens exited the shelter through a door facing East Johnson. Now, we are told the doctors are saying the victim has an injury to his left lung after being struck just below his heart. He also took a bullet to the right thumb that traveled up his arm before stopping along his right side. Now, Jamie Perez found out new developments following the shooting on Monday night. She joined us now with what we've learned. Jamie?
Following that shooting. Now, Porch Light staff have been working around the clock trying to figure out how to address these safety concerns following that shooting. So starting immediately, they're going to have increased security around the shelter here. And these are not armed guards, that's just security that are trained in de-escalation. Guests will also have to go through a weapons metal detection screening process before being allowed inside.
I think the majority of guests are probably going to grumble because it's now taking longer and they've been out and about all day and just want to get inside. But also I think they will appreciate it. It was a very frightening and traumatic experience, and I think they will appreciate that we are taking measures to help ensure their safety.
So starting tonight, there will be 2 private security guards on site from 5 p.m. tonight to 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Weapons screening will also start during the intake hours tonight as well. Now, earlier today, they told me that the victim of the shooting went through surgery yesterday, had another surgery scheduled for today, and is expected to live.
Jamie and Eric, thank you. People in Boulder, Colorado, and across the nation are struggling with another mass shooting.
Friends and family members are coming together to pay tribute to the 10 lives lost. Dean Schiller and 20-year-old Denny Strong had spent Monday morning hiking before riding to the market together to pick up lunch. They got separated, and Schiller was already outside when he heard the shots. Denny was killed during the rampage.
We go about our lives thinking that, we can trust society to take care of us, and he was definitely one of those people. He definitely trusted and was super friendly and helpful.
Police say the suspect in custody, Ahmad Alisa, gunned down 10 people, including police officer Eric Talley, using an assault weapon bought less than a week ago. CBS News has learned investigators are looking at mental illness as a significant factor in the rampage. And at this point, there is no indication that the Syrian-born suspect had been radicalized.
And the shooter in the Boulder grocery store killings used a newly purchased AR-15 to kill 10 people that has renewed calls for tougher gun laws in America. President Biden urged Congress to pass a new ban on assault weapons and to immediately take up measures already passed in the House. One would close the Charleston loophole, which allows the sale of a firearm to proceed if a background check is not completed within 3 days. The other would require background checks on nearly all gun purchases, including those involving private sellers.
This is not about getting rid of the Second Amendment. It's simply about saying we need reasonable gun safety laws. There is no reason why we have assault weapons on the streets of a civil society. They are weapons of war. They are designed to kill a lot of people quickly.
Their target is on the law-abiding citizens. What actually works is targeting the bad guys.
Under current Senate rules, gun laws would need at least 60 votes to pass, which means winning Republican support. And not every Senate Democrat is on board with the House-passed bills. West Virginia's Joe Manchin says he opposes requiring private sellers to perform background checks before selling their guns. Let's take a look outside. Kind of a dreary day today. Misty at times, cloudy, and the cloudy cover continues. Here's Austin with the illiterate forecast.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen more sunshine than what we have these last few days, unfortunately, but we do have more sunshine in the forecast, especially for Friday. Other than that, the cloud cover does end up continuing. A few more things to know here as well. A few more shower chances here and there over the next week or so, and that does also include Saturday. That's what we're watching out for next. Now, our Doppler track currently just showing a few of those lighter showers still working their way through the area. We're going to see these wrapping up a little bit later on tonight, and then that does bring that next chance here again later on here into the week. But I'll get to that in just a moment. Our wind speeds still pretty breezy outside right now, between around 10 and 20 miles per hour. Currently 14 in Madison, which is already pretty breezy, but that's one of the areas that's actually seeing a little bit less breeze than other communities. You can take a look at our current temperatures, and they're also pretty solid right now in the upper 40s and low 50s, still exceeding where we should be here for this time of the year for the most part. And then later on tonight, we're going to still see a lot of cloud cover. Temperatures won't fall too far, but they are going to dip down into the 30s at times. And then taking another look here at our first warn traffic right here in the Madison area. No major slowdowns to actually report on. Traffic currently in the Madison area looking pretty good.
All right, it's good news. Thank you, Austin. We'll see you in a few minutes. Big news in Rock County this afternoon. The Ho-Chunk Nation's Beloit Casino and Resort takes another step toward reality.
Governor Tony Evers signed off on a federal decision to turn the project site into trust status. Last spring, the U.S. Department of Interior approved turning 32 acres in Beloit into a trust for the purpose of developing the complex. Federal law allows governors to approve or reject off-reservation casinos. Governor Evers' approval does not come as a surprise. While running for office in 2018, he said he would approve the project. The Department of Interior now has to issue a final determination on taking the land into trust. Evers and the Ho-Chunk Nation must amend the tribe's gaming compact with the state. The project could bring more than 1,500 permanent jobs to Beloit. In a statement this afternoon, Governor Evers said, in part, as we work to bounce back from this pandemic, we must do everything we can to support economic development in communities across our state. State Representative Mark Spreitzer of Beloit thanked the governor this afternoon, saying, quote, the promise of not just a casino, but a hotel, convention center, water park, and other entertainment opportunities has long been a dream of the Beloit community. Today, that dream takes another critical step toward becoming a reality.
And if you're going to prevent and manage the further spread and ensure that the healthcare workers and the system aren't overwhelmed, then that means we have to be willing to act as quickly as we are able to do to keep people safe.
Starting tomorrow, all non-essential business in the state should end. That's the directive from the Evers administration today.
That's a clip from Live at 4 1 year ago today when Governor Evers issued a month-long Safer at Home order. It went into place 1 year ago tomorrow. The governor ordered non-essential businesses to close, prohibiting gatherings of any size, and placed restrictions on travel across the state. On this day a year ago, the state had recorded just over 500 total cases and 5 deaths from the virus. 1 year later, the state has more than 573,000 confirmed cases and almost 6,600 deaths. Wisconsin's 7-day average of new cases is up. Health officials reported 776 new cases this afternoon. 10 more people have died.
Nearly 15.5% of Wisconsin residents have both doses of the vaccine. That's more than 893,000 people. More than 26% of the state has had at least one dose of a COVID vaccine. We're getting close to 20% of completed vaccinations in Dane County. About 105,000 people here have completed the vaccine process. More than 32% of the county has had at least one dose.
Dane County doctors are sharing some some positive news from the front lines of the pandemic. Public Health Madison-Dane County says as of yesterday evening, only 12 people were being treated for COVID-19 in a hospital. That's the lowest number of hospitalizations the county has seen in months. Only 3 people in the ICU are being treated for the virus. Only a few months ago, on December 23rd, the county had almost 150 people in the hospital dealing with the virus.
The Biden administration is taking steps to help more schools reopen to in-person learning. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
It was going to affect our lives.
Educators from school districts across the country shared their perspectives and advice on reopening schools amid the pandemic.
We purchased over 900 air purifiers.
Administrators and students who took part in the virtual summit say expanded safety precautions and outreach have made the difference.
Reaching out, checking on students, checking on each other, making sure that we're good.
The Department of Education released data showing more than 75% of schools were open for full-time or hybrid learning as of February. But the numbers also showed significant gaps in access, especially for communities of color.
Only 28% of black students are going to school in person daily. 33% of Latino students are doing it, and only 15% of our Asian students are going to school in person daily.
President Biden announced Wednesday that $81 billion from American Rescue Plan funds will be available to states immediately to help schools return to in-person learning as quickly as possible.
The CDC is standing by its latest recommendation to reduce social distancing to 3 feet for most students when everyone is wearing a mask.
We believe these updated recommendations are another important step to getting our children back in-person learning.
This comes a day after one of the nation's largest teachers' unions raised concerns about the new guidance.
This update really is intended to provide schools the specific tools to understand when is physical distancing a larger distance required and when is a smaller distance safe.
6 feet is still recommended between adults and students, and when masks cannot be worn in schools. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A first-of-its-kind study looks at what neurological symptoms are most common in COVID-19 long haulers. A new Northwestern medicine study looked at 100 long haulers who didn't need to be hospitalized with COVID and found their average age was 43. 70% were women, and 85% experienced 4 or more neurological symptoms, including brain fog, headache, numbness, tingling, disorders of taste and smell, and muscle pain. Sarah Bursma was a healthy mother of 3 before she had COVID last March. The 37-year-old has been dealing with many issues since, from shortness of breath to brain fog.
It's scary. I don't know what's going on with my health. I've never had health issues. I was always a very active person.
We think that long COVID is most likely a post-infectious autoimmune problem rather than a persistent infection.
42% of patients had anxiety or depression before COVID, suggesting mental health conditions could play a role in some long COVID symptoms.
President Biden has announced that Vice President Harris will lead the effort with Mexico and the Northern Triangle nations to tackle a sudden surge of migrants, including women and children at the southern border. CBS News has learned the Biden administration plans to use the Freeman Expo Center in San Antonio, Texas, to house up to 3,000 unaccompanied migrant children and convert the San Diego Convention Center into a makeshift shelter for 1,400 minors. Senior Biden administration officials and members of Congress visited an emergency facility in Texas today.
The best way to keep people from coming is keep them from wanting to leave.
A number of Republicans have been pressuring the president to visit the border himself to see the situation firsthand. Due to strained capacity at one sector of the border in Texas, Customs and Border Protection has started to release some migrant families without notices to appear in court.
Well, still to come at 4, it's spring break time, but the CDC is still not recommending travel.
How about a Madison mini-cation? We'll get some ideas from Destination Madison when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Eliminate cold, uncomfortable drafts this winter with high-performance windows that insulate like walls. I'm talking about the Eco Sky window exclusively from us here at Mad City Windows, specially engineered for cold climates for maximum weather protection. Listen to this. They're 114% more airtight than your average vinyl window, only from us, Mad City Windows. Remember, Mad City, Wisconsin's #1 remodeler. And now you can take advantage of the 60-60-60 sale. 60% off installation, 60 months zero interest senior military and previous customer discounts, $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. Call during this program and receive a free $100 Amazon gift card with estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
From working out to catching up, and of course, game night. Your home is the foundation for all of life's awesome moments. This is Tom Coyle. My family and I say thank you. We're proud to be a part of this community for 76 years. During our anniversary event, standard carpet installation is just $76. Carpet one room or your whole house, and we'll install it for only $76. Coyle Carpet One Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
Want to brain better? Unlike ordinary memory supplements, Nariva has clinically proven ingredients that fuel 5 indicators of brain performance: memory, focus, accuracy, learning, and concentration. Try our new gummies for 30 days and see the difference.
Let's say your car needs a new part, like an alternator. You could get just the one part at the typical auto parts store, or for the same money at rockauto.com, get the alternator plus the belt and tensioner kit you'll need to do the repair right, and have money left over to buy lunch. Since 1999, rockauto.com has provided reliably low prices, easy-to-use website, huge selection of parts, and fast shipping.
All the parts your car will ever need, Rock Auto.
With Visible, you get unlimited data for as little as $25 a month. But when you bring a friend, you get a month for $5. So I'm bringing everyone within 12 degrees of me. Damn. 12 months of $5 wireless. Visible, wireless that gets better with friends.
A great night's sleep starts with a new mattress from Steinhoffels. Shop the new Tempur-Breeze. With next-generation cooling technology, you'll sleep up to 8 degrees cooler all night long. Right now, you can save $300 on a Tempur-Pedic Luxe Adapt or a Breeze mattress and get $300 in Steinhoffels cash. Plus, with Steinhoffels 60-month special financing and free delivery, your new mattress is even more affordable. So shop Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
Well, a dozen bottles of French wine that blasted into space a year ago have returned to Earth.
Scientists have spent the last few months poring over the results of their latest experiment. The International Space Station carried 12 bottles of Bordeaux for a year, not for the astronauts to sip, but for scientists to study. The fine wine was packaged inside steel cylinders and remained uncorked until it landed back on Earth. The $6,000 a bottle red is being sniffed, sampled, and studied. Experts say the bottles that went into orbit taste, smell, and look different than the ones that remained on the ground.
The one that had remained on Earth, for me, was still a little bit more closed, a bit more tannic, a bit younger.
The mission focused on how gravity and oxygen affect fermentation bubbles and the aging process. Researchers found weightlessness didn't ruin the wine. In fact, it seemed to energize grapevines that were brought on board. This is fascinating. Snippets of Merlot and Cabernet vines grew faster than those on Earth, despite limited light and water. It's a little too early yet for scientists to know why, but they say the cosmic conclusions could start the countdown for grape growing and winemaking in space.
Wow.
Isn't that incredible?
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, hours of virtual meetings that we're all going through every single day have professionals trying to look their best on camera.
Yeah, and now the makeup industry has a new target customer. Men. Marketing firm Moz says Google searches for men's makeup looks jumped nearly 80% last year compared to 2019. That's helped new male cosmetic companies like Stritch, which now has products in thousands of CVS stores for men who never worn makeup. Learning how to apply it may feel a bit daunting, but there are endless tutorials available online.
The manliest men on earth are all wearing makeup for TV appearances, movies, to fix up a blemish before the red carpet, whatever it is. Show me a manly man and I'll show you a guy that's worn makeup.
I'm not sure about that. At drugstores, the male cosmetic lines are typically found near men's razors and skincare rather than the women's makeup aisles.
You could always ask Mark for tips,
Men
right?
wearing makeup, yes. All right. On Wall Street, stocks closed lower, brought down by tech shares. The Dow Industrials lost 3 points, closing at 32,420. The tech-heavy NASDAQ dropped 265 points, or 2%, and the S&P 500 was off 21. Well, the weather is finally starting to warm up in southern Wisconsin, and families are starting to look for fun ways to get out of the house.
So how about a Madison minication?
Ellen Larson is the marketing manager for Destination Madison and joins us now with some ideas. Ellen, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Ellen. Good to see you. I love your background.
Thanks
Very
so much.
springy.
So you put together, you've been working with area hotels and eateries to come up with these things. Tell us how this works.
Yeah. So Madison Minication, it involves 19 participating hotels and 25 different packages. So basically, we ask the hotels to come up with a package or two for their property that includes a night stay with some kind of activity or special add-on so that guests can have a more like all-inclusive experience when they're doing a little getaway. So we know that people are kind of fatigued with making decisions during the pandemic. Hard to know what's safe. Sometimes you don't want to venture out of a hotel. So we thought by creating these little packages for some minications, it could make people's decision making a little bit easier.
And it takes away all of the stress of traveling too. Give us some give us a few examples of some of the packages you're promoting.
Yeah. There's some great ones. So like I said, there's 25 in total, but a couple of them I'll name for you here. We have one called S'more Than a Feeling, and that is at the Graduate Madison Hotel. So it's a private fire pit with s'mores, along with your night stay. We also have a wine and paint night package at the Hilton Madison Monona Terrace. This one's been really popular, our pool, popcorn, and private theater package. That's at the Staybridge Suites Madison Fitchburg, so a great family outing there. There's also some good ones that are outside of the Madison area if you want to kind of take a trip, relatively short trip. So there's an Explore Mount Horeb package, for example, at the Suniva Inn. So that's a bed and breakfast.
What if you want to get away from the family? You've been cooped out in the house for all these months and months.
Yeah, there's some good ones for that too. We have a date night package at the Concourse Hotel. There's a Cheers to You package at the AC Hotel. So there's definitely something that is for everybody. Definitely a lot of family, but solo is great. There's a spa package with Hotel Indigo and Cosa Spa. So whatever you're looking for, out of the 25, I guarantee you'll find something.
And are they reasonably priced?
Yeah, they range in price, so anywhere from maybe 70 or 80 up from there. So it really depends on what you're getting. A lot of the hotels have been really strategic with using resources they already have in their property. So the pool, popcorn, and private theater, that was something the hotel already had, so it's just a matter of them bringing it together, and then they can keep the price pretty low.
Yeah, and for local residents, you drive by these hotels all the time, and there's some pretty nice properties in the city that you probably have never been in.
Yeah. It's fun to check out all the hotels, and you really feel like you're getting away in your own city. It really, you pack your bags, you leave the house, and it really feels like a vacation.
So where can people find more information and make reservations?
So you can see the descriptions for all the packages as well as links to book at visitmadison.com/Madison Minication.
All right, I think we all could use one.
Oh, I know, yeah. Sometimes a change of scene makes a huge difference.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Ellen, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you, Ellen. Good to see you.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Well, still to come at 4, do we have a shrimp tail, that's T-A-I-L, for you?
It involved a Los Angeles podcaster, Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal, and some alleged crustaceans. It's all coming up after Austin's Firstborn Forecast.
Tonight on CBS, as the season winds down, the competition heats up on Tough as Nails, followed by SEAL Team and SWAT. Then get a complete wrap-up of the day's news on News 3 Now at 10.
When you think about the businesses that have been most affected by COVID-19, restaurants are at the very top of that list. Alfredo, tell us the story of Bonfire. This all began back in 2009 for you. It's one of my favorite restaurants in town, so it's a true honor to sit here with you today.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. We wanted to do something that's kind of nice but casual. So we focus on a big bar, as you can see, exhibition kitchen. We use a wood fire grill, so when you walk in, you know, you can smell it.
What has it been like for you trying to own and operate a business during what the last year has brought with COVID-19?
It's been rough, you know, it's been really rough. We had to shut down for about 4 months. During that time, we lost a lot of good employees.
But thanks to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, those employees have a place to turn.
While the pandemic has really impacted on all of us, it's hit hardest those people especially from the restaurant industry. For them, just being able to keep a roof over their head or their heat and power on is an unaffordable luxury. Now more than ever, they need us. We want to give back to them, as does many of their neighbors, family, and friends who realize that at no fault of their own, they're struggling to survive.
Now, we've seen an uptick, in business, especially the last 3 weeks with vaccine coming out. People have been very generous to the staff, which is great.
Let's do a cheers to getting through this time and to a brighter tomorrow.
Right.
Cheers, Alfredo.
From Bonfire American Grill,
I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. You got it!
Does your heat run all the time, but your home is still never warm enough? The problem could be those old windows. So call the company with over 50,000 satisfied customers. Mad City Windows do the job.
Getting the new windows put in the house, our heating bill isn't as much. It's a lot warmer.
These windows are sealed very tight, and they keep all the bad weather out.
With our new windows, you'll enjoy a lot more comfort with a lot less wear and tear on your heating unit. Give us a call now and take advantage of the 60-60-60 sale. 60% off installation, 60 months, 0 interest financing, and a $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. Call right now and get a $100 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
Take a look at this. This may look like special effects from a movie, but this video is real and breathtaking. Check out these incredible drone images as it flies over the recent volcanic eruption in Iceland at night. Mother Nature simply showing off with this stunning display of power and beauty. Scientists are rushing in to monitor the volcanic activity. This is the first time in 800 years this volcano has erupted. Thankfully, there are no serious injuries, just seriously spectacular images.
Wow, that is beautiful.
It is, yeah. Just stay away. It's quite deadly, but yeah, beautiful indeed. All right, no volcanic eruptions, at least in our forecast. That's one good thing.
Yeah, no volcanic eruptions in our forecast, but, Mother Nature hasn't been too kind to us so far this week with a ton of cloud cover, a ton of rain showers as well. But when is the sunshine going to return, and what do we have for your weekend forecast? I'll have all the answers you need to know coming up.
Rogan's is your one-stop running shoe destination. Count on expert advice, the best fit, and a huge selection of the best name brands. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure and trust your heart to Entresto.
Keep heat from escaping your home this winter by replacing those old, drafty windows. Mad City Windows is your trusted local source for expertly installed Eco Sky windows with a higher energy rating than other windows on the market. Eco Sky windows reduce air infiltration for superior thermal performance.
They're going to hold in the heat. They're going to be much better insulators and stuff like that. So we just went with what they offered.
Be sure to ask about our winter installation here at Mad City Windows and take advantage of our 60-60-60 sale. Look at this, 60% off installation, 60 months, 0 interest senior military and previous customer discount, $60 Walmart gift card with purchase, and a $100 Amazon gift card if you call me now with your estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
Get spring sports savings with cleats from Rogan's. Right now, you'll save with 20% off on baseball, track, soccer, and football shoes. Cut into these savings at Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
And welcome back. Taking a quick peek outside right now at a live look at Madison. It doesn't look too pretty, and it hasn't looked pretty here for most of this work week. Last weekend, however, it was pretty gorgeous, but now we're seeing a lot of the cloud cover. We're seeing a lot of those rain showers working their way through, but you take a look at these temperatures overnight, we're really only going to fall down into the 30s, which is a little bit cooler than what we have seen, but also still a little bit above average. Notice how those wind speeds will also die down, so it's not going to be nearly as gusty all night long by any means. Talking about wind speeds, though, right now, 8 miles per hour in Madison. That's very standard. Our surrounding communities, however, still around 15, 20 miles per hour. Camp Douglas right now checking in at 22 miles per hour for some of their latest wind speeds that have been clocked. So it's a pretty breezy one outside yet again here for today. But you look at our current temperatures, we're still hanging out in the 40s. 48 degrees in Madison and Juneau. Also Lone Rock right around 48 degrees. Boscobel also at 48. So a very similar pattern with the temperatures across the board for us locally here today. But then you look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This shows a strong possibility that we're going to see above average temperatures in that 8 to 14 day stretch. But first, we do have a little bit of a cool down, including those slightly chillier days here for today. Tomorrow, we're generally going to be right around average. Average high temperature is only about 47 degrees. We have been exceeding that as of late. And for most of this next week, we are also going to exceed that with just a few cool downs here and there. But look towards the end of this 10-day stretch. Notice how Friday jumps into the mid-50s, low 60s return by that next Saturday. So that's what we're looking at here with that big warm-up. But overall, the 6 to 10-day precipitation outlook shows we're going to dry things out as well after we get through some more precipitation chances. If you take a look at some of our rain chances over the next 10 days or so, they really are significantly going to calm down, especially by the time you reach Sunday. Saturday, we are looking at a good chance here to see a few more showers rolling through. Now, our current Doppler track radar not showing too much activity here. A lot of cloud cover and a few light showers here and there. Now, this is the end of this system. It's going to work its way out of our area later on tonight. And then we have another chance here for some precipitation that's just not too far away. So you take a look at our future track. By the end of the day here on Thursday, a few of those lighter showers may redevelop, especially down to the south and southeast of the Madison area. So that's what we're watching out for tomorrow. I do think a lot of communities are going to end up staying dry here by the time we reach tomorrow. And then look at Saturday. A few more showers do end up making their way into the area. Now, one more look here at a different model showing much of the same thing. Those lighter showers down to our southeast. Then that clears. And then for Saturday, we are in for just a few more showers here and there. We still could see a few changes in the forecast right now, but for what we're seeing at the moment, it does look like tomorrow we do have that chance for a PM shower, especially down to the south and southeast of the Madison area. Temperatures also looking pretty good overall, a little bit warmer than average.
All right, dry out eventually, I guess. Thank you, Austin. It's one of the most popular brands in America, but what a California man found in his Cinnamon Toast Crunch cereal has made him lose his appetite for his formerly favorite cereal.
And now the manufacturer is advising him to call the police. Jeannie Mose reports.
It's not your usual breakfast combo. Jensen Karp says he found 2 crustaceans that would have made his Cinnamon Toast Crunch even crunchier.
But that is obviously shrimp tail. I ate a bowl and then poured it out and saw the shrimp. Like I had already eaten one full one.
And thus began the shrimp tail that mesmerized the internet, inspiring cereal mock-ups, and Captain Crunch sprinkling shrimp in what was jokingly described as clearly a case of corporate sabotage. Jensen sent a photo of the alleged shrimp to General Mills' Twitter account. The company offered to replace the box.
I definitely don't want another cereal.
Next, the company said it appears to be an accumulation of the cinnamon sugar that sometimes can occur when ingredients aren't thoroughly blended.
Which is insane.
He wrote back, "Okay, well, after further investigation with my eyes, these are cinnamon-coated shrimp tails, you weirdos." Someone even offered an anatomical breakdown of shrimp body parts. And then Jensen noticed black stuff toasted into some of the flakes.
It just became grosser. I ate whatever's on those squares. I have to go get those tested.
General Mills issued a statement. "We can say with confidence that this did not occur at our facility." They also emailed Jensen saying, "If you are unwilling to send the items and cereal packaging to us, please provide these items to your local law enforcement." Jensen said he had bought a 2-pack at Costco, and without even opening the second one, he found...
And then I'll put it, but it's right here, so...
what looks like dental floss. Jensen says it's possible the second package was taped shut on the bottom, but he can't really tell. Costco didn't respond to CNN.
It's such a bummer because Cinnamon Toast Crunch is literally the only cereal I eat. Like, it's my favorite since I was a kid.
The Los Angeles podcaster and comedian even owns this T-shirt.
It just says Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Some were reminded of that scene in Forrest Gump.
There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp, coconut shrimp.
And now, allegedly, Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
What do you think?
Oh, it's so gross.
I hope they're not shrimp tails.
Yeah, I hope so too.
All right,
Have another box. They'll send you another box.
We'll keep you posted on this, and we'll be right back.
Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off. Plus, get 4 years free financing and get tax included on purchases over $499. 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $899, tax included. Match your tax refund at A1 Furniture.
If this is a familiar sight, cloudy, foggy-looking windows or windows dripping with condensation, then it's time to upgrade your home with new Eco Sky windows exclusively from Mad City. Superior windows with sky mirror glass and built-in weather barriers. Minimize air leaks, reduce condensation, and provide a healthier environment for your family with several styles and colors to choose from. Hey, be sure to ask about our winter installation and take advantage of these savings during the 60-60-60 sale. 60% off installation, 60 months, 0 interest. Senior military and previous customer discounts, $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. Last chance to call during this program to get the free $100 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616.
We drive everywhere to help our son reach his dream of becoming an elite swimmer. So we enrolled in the Know Your Drive program with American Family Insurance. It gives us discounts for safe driving, which comes in handy, no matter where his dreams take him. With Know Your Drive, save up to 20% and get closer to your dreams.
American Family Insurance.
Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Attic Angel Community has earned a reputation as the one and only. But what's so memorable to the people who live here?
It's good local heart.
interesting friends.
The view from my window.
Continuing education.
The food.
The amazing art studio.
Happy hour.
There are many reasons to love Attic Angel community, but there's just one Attic Angel.
Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture. Top brands on sale. And get tax included on any purchase over $499. Plus, get 4 years free financing. With Queen Pillow Top, just $349. Match your tax refund on a new mattress at A1 Furniture.
Tonight at 5, as law enforcement searches for the homeless shelter shooting suspect, Porchlight is stepping up security measures. Tell you how they're making the shelter safer at 5.
And we'll have a few more rounds of rain before a little bit of sunshine returns for us on Friday. We will take a closer look at your full 10-day forecast.
And then at 6, the biggest school district in the state votes to return to in-person learning, and Governor Evers gives the go-ahead for a new casino in Beloit. That and more tonight on News 3 Now at 6. At that volcano in Iceland, it is still going strong, and this is becoming a huge tourist attraction.
Wow, is that amazing? That's a live picture.
That's live from Iceland.
Very cool.
All right, it's Women's History Month, and we are introducing you to a nurse working to stop discrimination against people with disabilities.
Cindy Hsu reports on the New York City nurse who is fighting back.
Andrea Dalzell grew up in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. At 5 years old, she was diagnosed with a neurological disorder that affects the spinal cord. By 12 years old, she was a paraplegic. Today, Andrea is a registered nurse at a school on the Lower East Side, and she's got a full plate.
Full-time job. I am in school full-time to get my master's in nursing education. I am also a volunteer. I'm also a disability rights advocate.
She's had to fight every step of the way. After earning a degree in biology, she was accepted into nursing school. But here's how orientation went.
Maybe 45 minutes into orientation, I was pulled out by professors, and they were like, "We don't know if you can be a nurse. We don't know if you can be here."
She fought for her spot with the school's Office for Diversity and Inclusion. Then after graduating, another wall.
I went on 76 interviews in about a year, and I got rejected from all of them.
And yes, that's 76 interviews. She was finally able to get a desk job until COVID hit, and she worked on a COVID unit at Montefiore Hospital.
I was there for over 2.5 months working COVID, lifting, turning patients, doing CPR, running full codes.
Her mentor, George Galgo.
Andrea is like this amazing ball of energy that you just can't contain. And that's ready to explode at any given time in order to create light for everyone that's within her space.
Just a few months ago, Andrea won the Craig H. Nielsen Visionary Prize, which comes with a $1 million grant. So she's starting a nonprofit called The Seated Position to help create opportunities for people with disabilities.
Don't listen to someone else's no. Just keep speaking up and don't settle.
She says that's the way to force change. Cindy Hsu, CBS News, New York.
Boy, is that inspiring. Andrea says the Seated Position will be an organization that helps those with a disability look for a job or apply to school.
But she also hopes it'll be the perfect middle step for those who do not know what to do after they've acquired a disability. For eligible Americans, the latest stimulus checks have been deposited in your bank account.
So how should you spend that money, and what debts should you pay off first? We'll get some expert financial advice when Live at 4 continues.
When you think about the businesses that have been most affected by COVID-19, restaurants are at the very top of that list. Alfredo, tell us the story of Bonfire. This all began back in 2009 for you. It's one of my favorite restaurants in town, so it's a true honor to sit here with you today.
Well, I appreciate you coming by. We wanted to do something that's kind of nice but casual. So we focus on a big bar, as you can see. Exhibition kitchen. We use a wood fire grill, so when you walk in, you know, you can smell it.
What has it been like for you trying to own and operate a business during what the last year has brought with COVID-19?
It's been rough, you know, it's been really rough. We had shut down for about 4 months. During that time, we lost a lot of good employees.
But thanks to the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, those employees have a place to turn.
While the pandemic has really impacted on all of us, it's hit hardest those people especially from the restaurant industry. For them, just being able to keep a roof over their head or their heat and power on is an unaffordable luxury. Now more than ever, they need us. We want to give back to them, as does many of their neighbors, family, and friends who realize that at no fault of their own, they're struggling to survive.
Now, we've seen an uptick, in business, especially the last 3 weeks with vaccine coming out. People have been very generous to the staff, which is great.
Let's do a cheers to getting through this time and to a brighter tomorrow.
Right.
Cheers, Alfredo.
From Bonfire American Grill,
I'm Emmy Fink, and you're buzzed into Madison. You got it!
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
Still no reports of any accidents, and much of the same in the Janesville area. It does look like traffic is currently moving along just fine. It's still going to take you about 25 minutes to take you from the Beltline to Janesville on the southbound.
All right, not bad. All right, everyone has a different reaction after getting a COVID shot. This 85-year-old Peruvian man danced for joy after receiving his first COVID-19 vaccine. Jose Luis Macedo says he's looking forward to going back to the club and dancing the night away. Peru kicked off its vaccination program in early February after initially lagging behind its wealthier neighbors.
Aww.
He's one happy guy.
That's great.
Well, most people should have their stimulus checks by now.
For many people, that money will be spent to pay off some debts. But what debt should you be paying off first?
Madison College personal finance instructor Mike Johnson joins us now with some guidance. Mike, thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Susan. Hi, Mark. Thanks for having me today.
So you got that $1,800 check or more, depending if you're a couple or a family, in the bank. What should you do with that?
Well, again, I think most people, there's a separation here. Some folks don't really have a lot of choice. They get that money and it was maybe spent before they even got it, just catching up. But for people that have a little more flexibility, I think certainly paying off some high-interest credit card debt might not be a bad idea. I think also, just in light of this pandemic and the fact that we may see things of this nature again in the future, I think it'd be great motivation to start an emergency fund, or else really build that emergency fund up to a point where we have some comfort, and aren't strapped as tightly as we may have been in the past and when this pandemic kind of approached us.
Yeah, now we kind of realize that there could always be a potential downturn that we're not expecting. How much money should people have in an emergency fund? The stimulus check could certainly put a good dent in that.
Yeah, the general guideline is 3 to 6 months of expenses set aside, and I think more and more personal finance experts have been leaning more toward that 6 months, and some have even gone out to 9 months now, just to have that cash reserve in case we do encounter these types of situations in the future. I think also, and we've seen this, there have been a lot of new investors, if you will, partly due to these stimulus checks, the first round or the second round. In fact, one of my students just last night I was talking with him, and that's what enabled him to get started with a brokerage account. And of course, we hope that these folks are making good investment choices. But I took that a step further in terms of what I would maybe encourage people to do. I think this pandemic overall has given us, maybe a pause, if you will, or a chance to go revisit our budget. And many of us are spending less on gasoline and on travel, hotel stays, airline tickets, those kinds of things. And I think if we maybe go back and rework our budget a little bit, we can find a way to maybe start saving more regularly, and we won't be impacted as heavily by these types of events. So I would think instead of just a one-time contribution maybe to a brokerage account, for instance, maybe we can use that as seed money to get started and go back to our budget and get investing every single month, either through our workplace plan, a 401k, 403b, maybe an IRA or some other investment. So I think that's the best advice I could give folks if they do have that flexibility with these stimulus checks.
And anything will help. I mean, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. The thought of having 6 months worth of expenses in cash seems a little daunting.
Yeah, no question about it. So just having a little bit of cushion. I mean, for years, it's been out there in the media, if you will, that pretty close to half of adult Americans could not cover even a $1,000 emergency, and that's a much smaller part of the budget for most of us. Than having to have 3 or 6 or 9 months saved up. So absolutely, if we can just get something set aside, have a little bit of a cushion, and maybe get the motivation to build on that.
A little bit at a time, it all adds up, that's for sure. Mike, thanks for being with us today. Great advice.
Great advice, Mike. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks again for having me.
We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Celebrate Ashley Home Store's anniversary sale with our biggest scratch and save event ever. Come in today for special buys and doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, no interest financing for 60 months. Then stop in store for your scratch off card and win exclusive bonus offers. Ashley Home Store.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dulcolax Soft Chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dulcolax Soft Chews.
You expect students to make a mess in schools, but the superintendent, under Deb Kerr's leadership, the Brown Deer School District was a financial mess. Kerr's district's accounts were overdrawn by $500,000, slamming her district with late fees. And instead of firing the employee responsible, he was given paid leave, costing taxpayers $136,000 more to pay him to do nothing. Scandals, cover-ups, taxpayer money wasted. Deb Kerr, the wrong choice for state school superintendent.
Step 1, build a new breed. Make it an SUV. Send it off-road. Send it to Baja. Then evolve, enhance, expand. Make it capable, smart, human. And then make more. Because the only way to predict the future is to build it. And the only way to build it is Ford Proud. Choose FlexBuy and get a 2020 Escape with 0% financing for 66 months. Plus $3,500 cash back. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Celebrate Furniture and Appliance Mart's Anniversary Appliance Blowout. Shop in-store or online and save up to 43% off in-stock special buys, like side-by-side fridges for $849 and special no-interest financing at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Tonight, the latest on the Madison shelter shooting as police continue to search for the suspect. Plus, after nearly 2 decades of discussing, Governor Evers says he's signing off on the plans to bring a new casino to the Beloit area. Details at 5.
Wisconsin makes millions eligible for the COVID vaccine. And this time, those with high-risk medical conditions are in.
They need it. They are anxious about this.
Madeline O'Neill finds out how state officials decide who goes next. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10. Get more local news now with Channel 3000 Plus, our free digital streaming service that brings you area news and info 24/7 from the News 3 Now team. Channel 3000 Plus. Download it today and watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
Welcome back. We have seen plentiful showers here as of late over the last few days, but now it does look like we're going to start to dry things out. Still have some shower chances here and there, though. Later on tonight, a lot of cloud cover. Temperatures will only fall back down into the 30s here for most communities. And then you take a quick peek here at the 10-day forecast one more time. It does show another chance tomorrow to see some more showers, but as we mentioned a little bit earlier, most of that is going to be held off down to the south and southeast of the Madison area. I do think a lot of communities will end up staying dry here throughout tomorrow, especially if you're around Madison and farther north into the west. Then the sunshine does return on Friday, and then we bring back another chance of rain showers by the time we reach Saturday. So it's just that time of the year where we're going to see some shower activity here and there, but the temperatures continue to rise.
Spring showers. All right, Austin, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor answers your COVID-19 calls live.
And we're in for a big treat tomorrow. Harvey Briggs takes us behind the wheel of a 2021 Rolls-Royce Ghost. We'll see how the 1%ers live tomorrow on Live at 4.